I'm John Sherrick in Morgan County. A mother accused of opening fire inside the family's home in Morgan County and killing her 7-year-old son in his bedroom and shooting at her husband, the boy's father, who then called 911. Deputies charged the mother, 36-year-old Allison Jones, with murder and aggravated assault. Investigators interviewed both parents, worked into the night, gathering evidence inside their home to try to figure out what led up to this tragedy in Morgan County.
Finding solutions in Atlanta. Over the weekend, 12 people were hurt in shootings. One person died. Police now say the 7 incidents aren't connected. But with shootings up this year compared to the first 2 months of 2020, city leaders are looking for an answer. City Councilman Antonio Brown says one possibility is establishing a Department of Public Safety and Wellness.
There is no reason why we should have police officers performing non-sworn administrative functions when they can be on a beat, patrolling our communities, getting to know our neighbors.
In his legislation, Brown says officers would not be tasked with non-emergency responses. Street racer arrest. New video from February 21st shows Atlanta police keeping tabs on cars in the Kroger parking lot along Howell Mill Road around 2 in the morning. They move in when a red Dodge Charger starts doing donuts and laying drag. The 22-year-old driver was arrested for reckless driving. This past weekend, APD made more than 200 traffic stops and arrested a dozen people linked to illegal street racing.